This is not insubordination, this is a tactical retreat in the face of overwhelming boredom. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to some more Stellaris as the Imperium of Man, the Helcian sector. I keep calling it the Helcian sector, it's the Helcian sector. Dragonborn, you named it, don't you know how to pronounce it? Helcian sector, right? Helcian sector. Helcian sector. If you pronounce it quickly, it can sound like both, I swear to God. And, you know, especially with the YouTube compression and the microphone and everything, you're really going to play the microphone for that, Dragonborn. Well, partially, yes. When you say it quickly, it kind of sounds like a little bit of both. It depends on what you're hearing. But I just noticed that a couple of days ago when I was... actually yesterday, not a couple of days ago, yesterday when I was editing the previous videos. So yeah, anyways, we have a battle here against the Xeno's fleet. And here's an opportunity to see how our Claymore-class corvettes do in combat. I expect victory, I'm just talking more visually. We can see how they're fighting, and there we go, that should be it. Just a couple of enemy ships left. Oh, that one jumped to warp. The missiles aren't hitting much, at least that's what it looks like. I don't know if they are, but it looks like they're missing quite a bit. Alright, well, we took some damage. Nobody can deny that. But overall, well, let's be honest, we've wiped the floor with them. So let's go and fix this fleet up. For that, we will need to take over the burst system, so we get a more direct route to wherever the hell we're going. And I think... did that leave a debris field? Yes, it did. Why don't you go and research that debris field, yeah? Lovely. Alright. And I have to complain today. I'm sorry. I know, so out of character for me. I have to complain about something. But with a little bit of a caveat and a little bit of a pinch of salt in there. Saying that, yeah, I'm testing this with some mods, and that there is possibly a mod conflict there. But, if you're coming from the Facebook group, I've also been told on the group that other people have the same issue, but they're not using the same mods. So do with that information as you will, but basically the problem is with one of the traits in the game, one of the governing ethics. Not ethics, what are they called? Whoa. God damn it. Okay, there we go. Yes. Sorry, just alt-tabbed accidentally. Not modifiers, it's civics. Yes, it's one of the governing civics. Not for the Imperium of Man or anything like this, but for hive minds. And actually might not even be for hive minds, but for... might not be even exclusively for hive minds. It's what's it called? I'll remember. Let's just let me just sort something out before I can properly focus on what I was doing. So I can probably focus on complaining. Yeah. Stargazers, I think, is the name of the civic. Basically, it's the one that makes it so you start off without FTL. You start off with some jump drives, and they're slow as hell, and that's sort of the disadvantage, and you also start with fewer pops than usual, etc, etc. It's a fun start, don't get me wrong. It's challenging, it's interesting, I like it, all of that's fine. The only problem is the jump drives are not adequately implemented into the game. Meaning that once you upgrade to FTL, and once you get hyperdrive, there is no way to upgrade the civilian ships to get hyperdrives. The problem therein being there's a lot more civilian ships than you think, than you might logically assume given the name civilian. You see, troop transports are technically civilian troops, or technically civilian ships, sorry. This means that all troop transports cannot have hyperdrives equipped on them, ever. And I'm not just talking about upgrading the existing ones, because I sod that, I'll just disband them and make a new army. It's free anyway, practically speaking. No, even when you make a new army, it still won't do it. Uh-huh. Yeah, you see how this becomes a problem now. In fact, it becomes a very big problem. On the other hand, once you upgrade to FTL, you get a new type of ship. So you get, for example, a colony ship, which costs 75, I think, alloys or something, and a more expensive one. The more expensive one has FTL and has hyperdrive, the other one doesn't. So you can choose between the two. But there's a problem there as well. You don't know which one is which. I mean, you know based on price, but let's say you click on a planet and go to colonize it. You then get two humans like this, or whatever your species is, and you don't know which ship is which. I think it still displays the cost properly, but now imagine that you have two types of species in your game, or in your empire. Not that uncommon in Stellaris. Imagine you have 15. That's double for each. It's messy as hell. Shipyards, you want to recruit stuff? You have the Furious class and the Courageous class, for example, and you have the same for science ships and the same for construction ships. It's messy as hell. There should be an option to just switch from one to the other. If you want to keep both, fine, your prerogative, but there should be a decision to switch to normal progression, and if you don't want to do that, then, you know, fine, have it be an option, but not like this. It's just messy. The UI for it is horrible. There isn't, I mean, a special icon for pre-FTL ships would have solved so much of the issue. It's just, it's horrible to play, but that's not the main problem. The main problem is troop transports stay with the sub FTL, or the old mode of transportation, if you will, the old engines. Although you do get some really cool events.
Science Division report success.
Some water, sorry. You do get some really cool events. For example, I found a system to which no hyperlane leads to. It's isolated. And it doesn't even have a wormhole. So the only way you can get to it is with your stuff, right? With your empire. Now, Juggernaut, does that technically mean your empire is immortal? Pretty much, right? Because how else is someone going to get there? They will have to discover jump drives, which comes way later in the game. And then, yeah, I guess then they could come up, then they can attack you. Sorry. But yeah, there you go. Speaking of jump drives, the later interpretation of them, ones with infinite range, those, once you equip those, and once you research those, and they become equipped on civilian ships, everything goes back to normal, and you start, you rather gain, once again, the ability to use hyperlanes. It's dreadful. I think someone reported that if you get Hyperdrive 2, it might also cancel out. Or Hyperdrive 3, it depends, I don't know. It's a little bit bugged, it's a little bit shite. And I'm sorry for being this rude, but I have to ask the question. I simply have to. Who the hell decided that this is a good idea? And who, on God's green earth, playtested this? Actually, let me answer that for you. Nobody. The answer is nobody. Nobody playtested this. I swear to God, they have a playtesting division somewhere. They do. I swear to you, I was going to say Games Workshop, because I'm playing Imperium of Man. Them too, but I swear to God, Paradox has a game testing division somewhere. What they are doing, I don't know, because clearly they're not play testing the games. Or maybe they are, and just nobody's listening to them. That's also an option. That's also an option, but... yeah.
Ground forces are dropping on target.
Okay, landing successful. Let's wrap this war up. I would like to claim a few more systems, if you don't mind. And by a few more, I mean one. I'm really not going to get that much out of this war, am I? Yeah, not until I get the next tradition trait. Okay, this has to be one of the prettiest battles we've ever witnessed. Next to Magnetar. That's what those are called. It is very much fascinating. Huh. Cool, okay. Alien logs. We have a bunch of ships not doing anything. Okay. Tell you what, I don't see much in the way of work for you. Go and research those two anomalies. You research that. And then you... I don't know, follow the Navy, I guess, because they might encounter some more debris. Maybe. Eh. Right, this is neat. We're going to have a whole load of these minor artifacts. And they are actually very useful. Discover precursor insight. Among other things, they're useful for that as well. There you go. Right, let's go and fix this ship. Menace, okay. Good, that's about it, I think. We're just going to have to... got to move the things a little bit so that clicking is quieter. I think... migrating forest. Cartridges could lush migrating forest, something, rather. Okay, tell you what, we're going to burn the forest. Suffer not the Xeno to live and all of that. Do need to take a look at some of these colonies, though. They need, well, first and foremost, a whole load of gene clinics. And then... let's take a look at the employment. This factory world can use another industrial district. Crastalan can also use something. It's a forge world, right? Yeah. Alright. District. Our capital can also use some help. What do we need? Well, generator wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. Yeah, tell you what, generator, and then urban district. And yeah, everything else is set. Alright, go.
Engaging enemy station.
Let's just follow this through.
Construction complete.
There we go, and Debella should be ours. The Rubricator, right. The analysis of the ship's logs revealed the crew met its demise when trying to retrieve an irreplicable alien artifact called the Rubricator. It was stolen from their society by a pack of thieving rats. Curious choice of words, as they themselves are most rat-like in appearance. If we found Skaven in space, except they're not in 40k, but now they are. Right. Well, we must have the Rubricator, naturally. And now the game takes a second or two to create the Rubricator and the system. Which is, I always found pretty interesting that it does that, like, now. But, okay. Well, I mean, eventually we're going to find the Rubricator, what can I say? Let's research that down there, and let's see how much in the way of defenses do they have on Debella. Well, quite a bit, unfortunately. That's alright. That's okay. Let's do it like that, and then I don't think there's anything construction-wise for me to do other than this spot here. No, okay, we do have one more ecological site, yes, we have one more archaeological site. Agenda, I think it's time we expand the council. Although, I don't think it's going to be particularly important because everyone's pretty happy with the fact that they are being represented on the council, so... but okay. Ooh, there be enemy ships here. Alright. There be 2 fleets of enemy ships here. Ooh boy. Alright. Not ideal. War Games fleet command limit, definitely. And then here we go. I think now it's Interstellar Dominion, right? Starbase influence cost and claim influence cost. It's mostly for the claim influence cost. Everything else is not that important. Right, but let's see if we can beat this. Technically, we should be able to just wipe their asses. Apologise for the swearing, but on paper, we win this every time, right? Yeah, well, more or less. And I'm now glad I got the science ship behind, because I can get some bonus research out of all of this. We are losing consumer goods. Not the greatest thing ever, but it's alright. We're going to get some from over here. We have a colony. Let's get you a gene clinic. Or the habitability. The savannah world is way too low. I'm not going to colonize that. 40%. I draw the line at 50, like I said. Even in the Imperium of Man, yes. I know.
Construction complete.
Horrible. Agrippina, I should probably set you thing, right? So what do I want you to do? Well, it's energy or a factory or something along those lines, right? Alternatively, I can do a unification center. Which I already have one of those. No, you're gonna be factory world. There you go. We're in desperate need of consumer goods, and that need is only going to get worse and worse as time goes on, so... yeah. Alright. We're gonna keep bombarding this planet for a little while, unless they want to surrender. Depending on occupied system, unoccupied planets. Yeah, they don't want to surrender. Alright. First contact with a... oh, good God, dear Lord in heaven, the Emperor was right about everything. Burn it to the ground. And then we have one more first contact, right? Yeah. Well, the Blur is still searching, that's, not gonna lie, that's very concerning. What does it actually do? Okay, it doesn't actually reduce the living quality and the... or the life quality of, mushroom picking. Take a closer look. No, dispose of them. Dispose of them. I don't want any mind-altering substances on our planets. The only mind-altering substance they need is the ecclesiarchy. Oh, dear lord. The hatred that the ecclesiarchy gets. Deservedly, yes, but still. Very funny. Okay. Upgrade these ships, I'm assuming, yeah. Why not? And I can... Well, I can send you to...
Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
Change anything. Right. Null beams, blue lasers, don't need any of that. Colony development speed, AI-controlled ships. If only. Cogitator and Servo Skull and something rather... Controlled. Assisted ships, not controlled, Jesus. They're assembling robots as well, wow. Yeah, that's gonna, that's not gonna work out for long, I'm sorry. That is just not gonna work. Okay, so we have Nereus, it's, reinforced modifier removed, lovely. We have Nereus, it's gonna get upgraded already at 10 population. I really need more just people. I just need more meat for the war machine, right? Not specifically for the fighting, more so for the whatchamacallit, more so for the which fleet do I want to upgrade? More so for the economy. Which fleet do I want to upgrade now? Because I can't put both of them at max capacity. Ironically, I think it's... No, actually, it's going to be Helcian. Yeah, it's going to be Helcian. They're going to do the bulk of the fighting next. So, there you go. And it makes sense, it's our main fleet, right? But, yeah. Oh, speaking of, it's time to go do my favourite thing. And then someone thought I was being sarcastic when I said my favourite part of the game. No, I genuinely mean it. This is one of my favourite parts of the game. Designing ships. And designing destroyers, in this particular case, is going to be equally as fun. So, picket ship, no. Interceptor ship, sure. Gunship, I don't know. Yeah, interceptor and gunship. So, we're going to put coil guns, and we're going to put 2 missiles in the back. And then over here, bunch of armor, bunch of shields. And sure enough, that's it. Now, I do need to go over to the page again. Imperial Navy vessels list. And we need to go over to destroyers. So, there are 3 types of destroyers in service in the Imperial Navy. That is the Cobra, the Viper missile destroyer, and the Constrictor class destroyer. Well, obviously, this one is going to be the Viper missile. Except that's not how you spell missile. The Viper missile class destroyer. And just to make sure it... Did it just... Oh, it didn't... It doesn't say when you click on it. Oh, okay. It is Viper, right? Yeah, Viper missile class destroyer with interceptor and gunship, goal gun, nuclear missiles. I'm going to put 4 instead. Has to live up to its name, right? Is it the best possible ship design? Absolutely not. I think anyone with any sense for ships can tell that this is not great, and that maybe some point defense would be prudent, but you know what? No. Picket. Advance to medium range and attempt to intercept incoming enemies. What's the range on this thing? So, range is 0 to 100. So tell you what, instead, you're going to act as artillery, actually. Yeah, because of the range on these things, you're going to act as artillery. And there we go, that's the Viper missile. Destroyer, and then we need one more. And we already have one that acts as artillery, but yeah. Okay, do I put it like this? And then just put coil guns on it? And tell it to act as a line ship? I mean, pretty much, right? It's not ideal, but... Or maybe, actually, maybe gunship here, picket here, and then we can put that there, and then flak batteries in the rear. And we're just going to be using flak batteries, not point defense, because, I mean, flak batteries, come on, it's the most 40k thing, right? Yeah, I actually prefer this for my ship. Yeah, I definitely prefer this to be the Cobra. There you go. And we can get rid of the Fury, nobody needs it. Right, so they're going to be filling two vastly different roles. Somehow, the Cobra has more damage. Don't ask. But this one is going to act as a picket ship. Or a line ship. Medium range and hull formation. No, you're going to act as a picket ship. There you go. Right. Good, good. Yes, yes. Right, excellent. And then... Fleet Manager, Battle Fleet, Helcian, Viper and Cobra, and let's do maybe 6, 7 each. 6 or 7 each. Sounds about right. That will take 3,200 alloys. I'm going to start building them immediately, because the war's going to be over very soon. Yeah, famous last words, right? But no, it genuinely will. The war will be over very soon, and we'll be able to actually use that. Proclaim superiority. Well, it's going to give me a bit of influence. Yeah. Might as well. And I'm going to replace these Claymore ships eventually. Not right now, kind of interesting. And the destroyers aren't that great, but as soon as we get cruisers, the destroyers are just going to take over the role of the Claymores, and
Skywatch has sighted a
we're pretty much going to get rid of all of them. Sorry. Sorry about that.
Permanent communications have been established.
Right, what do we have here? Father. Right, okay. Cause to dance. Strange occurrences have been reported among the colonists of Baelus Trine. The dancing plague has hit this place.
Inbound message.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, yes, land.
Ground forces are dropping on target.
Come on. Yes, we got it.
Objectives secured.
Peace offering, agreed, decline. Can I actually achieve war goals just straight up? Yeah? Hopefully. Okay, the Dancing Plague. Isolated incidents of spontaneous prolonged dancing have escalated somewhat. This is not natural, we must find what is afflicting them. Start the music, it's party time. Yeah, the high is going to be high, the low is going to be super low though, so no. By that I mean this is a positive modifier now, but once it expires it's going to be way more negative than this, so no. Special project, The Dancing Plague. Research 11 months, and not too bad. Drone study also. Right, good. And the war. Boom. Sector Lord Kentigan Vogue has appeared on every screen across the Empire. Our population is waiting for the rest to begin, etc., etc. People rejoice as news of a signed peace treaty and the vast concession our foes were forced to accept. We stand witness to the triumph of luminary guidance. Happiness, best possible outcome, victory. League naval base. Ah, the First League's naval base. Maintain a massive fleet called the Grand Navy. Combat piracy and safeguard members. Combat piracy, yes, that's how you combat piracy, with one giant fuck-off centralized navy of millions or thousands or whatever of ships. Yeah, that's how you combat piracy. Jesus, I mean, what the hell am I complaining about? We do the same thing, but it's just... It assumes a level of stupidity from the populace that is a little bit insulting, and maybe it's valid because some people actually believe it, but it assumes a level of stupidity that's somewhat insulting. Yeah, we need a centralized giant fleet of thousands of ships to combat piracy. We do the same thing. It's like, we need hundreds of nuclear missiles to safeguard against terrorism. No, you don't. You need it to safeguard against other nations that possess nuclear weapons. That's what you need it for, and it's the most basic and just the most obvious thing ever, but for some reason, it's like, oh, we're gonna safeguard against terrorists, and that's gonna be the excuse. The same for, like, missile defense systems and troop deployment or whatever. It's just... No, you don't need a huge centralized army with thousands of tanks to safeguard against terrorists. You need small, mobile groups to do that, right? You need small, professional, well-trained, well-equipped, organized groups that can move quickly to deal with threats. Same about piracy. Same about piracy in-game, for crying out loud. I mean, here's piracy, right? Here's what you need. You don't even need a navy most of the time. Most of the time, you need space stations like this. That's what you need most of the time, but never mind, I'm just being a bit... It's not really pissing me off, it's just that it's... I don't know. It's an advanced civilization, way more advanced than we are, and I sort of hoped to see maybe a little bit more honesty, I guess. But, goes to show, right? What do I know? Right, research projects in the system. That's good. Construction ship. Do the mining thing. I completely forgot about you, to be honest. And then you are going to go over there, because we just discovered a new system, and that's going to be lovely. Naval base is fine. And there we go. But quickly, like pretty much immediately, we need to go over here. And yes, so the robots are going to get dismantled. This is a travesty. No. These guys are going to get killed off. And then you, set right. You are going to be slaves, correct. Basic sustenance. Basic sustenance or ruler political power. Specialist worker political power. Worker political power, minus 50%. Yeah, basic sustenance. Soldiers only can produce armies. They are very strong. It would be very, very useful to have them as armies. Nah, it hurts, but they're slaves. They can't have armies. It's inviting trouble. Colonization forbidden, definitely. Population control enabled. I don't want you to spread around anymore. migration control enabled, and I think it's chattel slavery, right? Indented servitude can be employed in worker or specialist jobs, but retain more political power than other slaves. They cannot work as entertainers or soldiers. Slavery-based production implies... No, so I think it's this, right? Yeah, it's chattel slavery. Domestic servitude... No, battle thralls is pretty obvious. Yeah, no, it's this type of slavery. There you go. So you're pretty much going to be the lowest of the low, sorry. And then that's about it, I think. Obviously, we need to do a whole heap of micromanagement now, but I reckon I'm going to do that off camera. Yeah, it's a little bit boring, and I just need to move people around, essentially. So that I can have them working on the farms and stuff, on all the other places over here, and we can have humans actually controlling these places. But let's also, before I forget, I'm going to keep DeBella, I think. No. Nah. Palatine. Sure. Palatine. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, hello? Alright, there we go. Also going to need to tear down some of these stations, probably. Starting with this one. And then... let's keep this one. We need some naval capacity. Okay. Reinforce this navy. Repair it. No, actually upgrade it. But upgrade it back at the Helcian system, not here. This navy can also get upgrades. These guys are fine, they can just come back. And we're also going to colonize this place. Alright, I think that's about it. We've sorted everything out, and now I just need to move the slaves around so I can sort of boost our economy a little bit, almost. And yeah, I'm going to do that, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned with the rest of the content that I produce on this channel. Until next time, have fun, take care, and bye-bye.